Good evening. I'm Barbara Joseph, and I'm coming to you from Central Maine. And I'd like to welcome you to Tune In Tuesday. And this is where a group of colleagues and friends and I join together to educate, inspire, and empower people about what we've discovered, what we live, and what we love to share. And it's what we call a life in balance with active wellness. And you're going to get introduced to some pretty interesting concepts about health and collaboration and the gig economy. So with me tonight as presenters are Suzanne Steele from New Hampshire, and she has a background in corporate IT. Lori Jones comes from South Carolina with a background in food service management. And Sue Ellen Lexier from Cornville, Maine with 30 years as a former educator. After the PowerPoint presentation, we're going to be joined by Sherri Danzig as our guest. And Sherri's from Atlanta, Georgia. She has 25 years as a massage therapist and doula, and she actually has her own Wellness Resources International, where she really teaches people around the world about self-care and natural solutions. So thank you for joining us. Besides wanting people to stay healthy and active, what's really at the forefront of every newspaper and magazine is also the challenges of earning an income. So we have been introduced to the gig economy, and it really is about having a model that can increase and give us better stability in that financial area of our life. And here we all are together. We are collaborating. We are entrepreneurs. And we are a purpose-driven community, and we're partnered with a mission-driven company that actually inspires people all around the world. Everybody everywhere shares common interests, and they really resonate with me. Very important to have good health. Everybody wants to help others and make a difference and have that real sense of community. I think even more so now than in the past. And how to have fun and be comfortable in your finances, in your personal time, and really just have the very best life that you can. But the reality is in this day and age that people are juggling. I've got friends who've got children and grandchildren and aging parents and wondering about retirement, or the younger generation looking at, how are they going to stay happy and healthy and in a good economic position. So when all of that juggling is going on, it creates lifestyle challenges, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with the biggest one, which is stress. That oftentimes leads to lack of sleep and insomnia, which can lead to a plethora of health challenges because it really diminishes our immune system. The other component that we have in contemporary life is environmental toxins. So we love our computers and our cell phones, and they serve us well, but they also diminish our own natural energy fields. And drinking water's top of the news almost every day, everywhere. Pollutants, contaminants, as is outdoor air. But indoor air is even more toxic and polluted and is responsible for a lot of health challenges. So when all these add up, they develop what we call a body burden and can develop into chronic conditions. So this is just a short list. ADD, ADHD, autism, heart disease, fibromyalgia, cancer, respiratory challenges. And not only are more and more people experiencing this in the United States, North America, and the world, but younger and younger people. Our children are at risk. So I know we all want to feel good, be happy, live long, healthy, and active. Yet we have to ask ourselves, how can we actually do that and make it simple and easy? So we'd like to introduce self-care, and that people can actually be healthy by choice, because it's not really a viable option to be healthy by chance anymore. So it's about becoming aware and making choices, and in that way ensuring a healthier life. This is a really amazing slide because it's talking about compounding of our habits. So every day we all do some things that are either going to encourage being fit at the top of our game and what we call a human being more. And these choices have to do with the food we eat, the thoughts we have, the relationships, our feelings around income and jobs. And it all is based on lifestyle. Now, when we're anxious and not choosing things that serve us well, then we are under stress. And again, over time, this compounding can create those challenges we talked about. So what if we were introduced to something that could give us an advantage? And we have the honor of being introduced to Nikken, which is a Japanese health research institute that's based on this philosophy that really resonated with me. My background's in the healing arts as an energy healing professional, and I was already working with a lot of these components. So to get introduced to a global company with a community of people that collaborate about helping people, inviting and educating them about balance, to have health in your mind, active and engaged, not more peaceful and calm, and to have a body that can be healthy simply by using prevention and solutions that put the body in a position to do what it knows how to do best, which is, quote, heal thyself. For the whole family to benefit from these solutions, and also that there is a way for people to earn income with a mission-oriented, passion-inspired vision, which gives more time to the family. And I think everybody really enjoys that. And our community, how very important that is. And, you know, I found that most people don't have the time, the energy, or the finances to contribute. And they all really want to. So we're very grateful. Mr. Masuda had a vision. He was not healthy himself. He wanted health for himself, his family, and the world. And he started the company with one magnetic insole product, which launched them to be the fastest growing company in the history of Japan. So these products are really a vehicle for this philosophy about making a difference in the world. And as you can see, we're over 40 years in over 20 countries, and it's all by word of mouth. And that's phenomenal. You know, before internet, and studying health and our environment and what it really means to take charge of our own self-care system. So, how does it feel to be in the warm, nourishing rays of the sun? And how does it feel to be outdoors when it's fresh, inspired, energized air? And walking on the earth, barefoot in the grass or on the beach. It's very connecting and empowering. And we don't get to experience these natural energies as much as we used to, but they are critical and essential for health and life. And we are going to introduce you to innovative solutions that replicate nature, that help everyone everywhere make sustainable changes to improve the quality of their life. Whether sitting, standing, sleeping, you're going to be introduced to the best that we know about. And I'm going to invite Sue Ellen to come and begin to share about indoor air.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. I was thinking today about all the people that we know, and I'm sure everybody here knows, who have problems one way or the other with their breathing. I've had my sister, my brother-in-law, my mother, some guests at my house, all having some issues or other with their breathing. And these products you see here in front of you made a difference for them, a positive difference for them. And they make the air in my home and in their homes crisp and clear, like Barbara was saying, like being outdoors. You just feel absolutely wonderful. Just walking into the house, you notice a difference. And that's in houses that have pets and other pollutants that Barbara was pointing out. So having the best pure oxygen is absolutely essential for good health. And so many people do not have it. So let's give our lungs a boost and let this be the first filter for our lungs.
Thank you. And Lori, if you could unmute now and introduce our amazing water system.
Amazing is a really good way to describe our water. You'll see on the left that we have a shower system, and you can do it handheld or the one that mounts. After using that, I don't use lotion anymore on my skin, and I'm a lifeguard, and I spend 47 hours a week in the sun. I also drink at least half my body weight in ounces of the PyMag water. I bring that to the lake as well. And I feel so much better. I have so much energy. It tastes delicious. The water, what happens is it goes through the system and it takes all the yucky stuff out that doesn't taste good. And it comes out and you've got some minerals in the waterfall system, and it puts good stuff in, and it tastes so smooth and clear. It's beautiful. And then on the go, you can use the water bottle. All of this water has really changed my life and given me a lot of health issues I don't have anymore because of the water. You'll also see the water experiment. You know, we've got different kinds of potatoes, and you're going to see the one on the right. I guess you can guess that one's the PyMag water. The one on the left, you've got the reverse osmosis. You've got tap water, and then you have. Remind me, what's the other one?
It's well water.
Well water. Okay. So the well water's doing all right, but the PyMag, that potato is rocking in there. I think that's why I love the water. It's so good for you. It's living water. Delicious.
Great. Thank you, Lori.
And of course, nutrition. Our different parts of our body need different types of nutrition, and many people are trying to meet those needs with some type of supplements. But Nican supplements are absolutely wonderful for your body. They're, whether it's the live enzymes, the organic J grainzymes, the women's mega daily, which I take, and no longer am I dealing with hot flashes like I used to, and I'm not the only one. Also, I just happen to be sleeping better. When your body's in balance, it's able, as Barbara said, to take care of itself. Our new weight management program, the Vital Balance, has stuff like moringa in it. I mean, these products, you can go online and read what's in them. They are amazing. They make you feel wonderful, and you're doing really good things for your body. So make sure you take a serious look at these wonderful organic-based nutritionals. And of course, our skin is also really important, and our hair. And so Nican is really helping meet all of those needs with this wonderful skincare products, which has an eco certification. Your skin is going to be in balance. As Barbara said before, it's really important for us to be in balance. Well, to have balanced skin is very important. And having adult acne, for many of my years, until I was introduced to this, I was doing it all wrong. I was drying it out. I was putting too much cream on. I was trying very hard to deal with that acne. I started using Nican skincare, and my skin was balanced, and it's been wonderful ever since.
I recently saw some people that hadn't seen me for a long time, and they complimented me on my skin. And I shared some samples of the skincare with this young man that has this amazing head of hair. And he was just thrilled with how soft and wonderful that it made his hair feel.
Mm.
So
well, we also have some products here that help with your energy. And the only time I don't wear my insoles, you'll see the Kenko M Strides, the only time I don't wear those is when I'm working on the beach and I'm walking on the land. So I'm getting that wonderful nature, that energy from nature. But other than that, I wear those all the time. I also use my Kenko MagFlex when I'm in the deep freezer. It's about 15 below, and I spend about 45 minutes moving 30 to 40 pound boxes of products in our freezer. And I come out of there, I feel great. I'm wearing my power wristbands. I'm wearing my necklace. And I don't have issues. I'm 50. I should have issues, but I don't. And I used to have issues. So these products are wonderful. I just gave some duct tape to my son who had an issue with his back, and he just put it on and said his back was feeling better. So it's really wonderful to have the opportunity to use these products. And I don't have to use the other things that I used to use over the counter. So
It is great to have prevention and also to be able to offer them as solutions to those we know and love.
Yes.
mhm.
Yes. That tape has been amazing, Lori, hasn't it? I mean, so many people have just been amazed at what it can do for them in just a few minutes. And of course, our rest. I was just reading an article about how rest is really the foundation for good health. So if you're getting into a deep restorative sleep every night, you're just going to be better off in the morning when you get up. And so what if, at night we need to detoxify, we need to be like a bathtub, you need to empty it all out. And if you're not, if it's just going partway out, you're starting the day with a half full bathtub of dirty water. And that's not a good way to start our lives. So let's think about getting really good restorative sleep. These products act like a cocoon, like a greenhouse that your body will be in all night long with the best conditions so that you will get into that deep restorative sleep. And anybody who wakes up in the morning after getting a terrific night's sleep, you feel like a wonderfully excited person to get up and start your day. And if you didn't get a good night's sleep, you feel like you're walking around in a fog all day. Good sleep is just absolutely necessary.
It is the foundation. And all of these solutions work together synergistically. So if you're not getting your needs met, there's that droopy kind of feel and look. And if you can, then you're all perky and alive and vital. And when a plant's in the right conditions in a greenhouse, that's when it can thrive. And what we have here is a whole wellness home concept where everyone can be using prevention and active wellness to really live life to its fullest. So we've really covered a lot of ground about health in our bodies and our environments. And Suzanne is going to talk to us about our financial health.
Yes. So as Barbara said earlier with the 5 pillars, finances is one of the pillars. And here on the screen are a few things that do affect us. And if we don't have enough funds, it certainly does create stress in our lives, whether it be education or retirement or just the general healthcare costs that we have. Now, business is really changing the way things are operating. There's no job security. People are having many careers in a lifetime, and many people who have jobs don't like the jobs that they have. So the challenge is people cannot necessarily afford to retire either. So you see that there is a new trend emerging. It is called the gig economy. Barbara mentioned that at the beginning. It is about freelance. It comes from the music industry where people have a gig and they enjoy it and it's fun and it's their passion. And in 2020, a mere 2.5 years from now, it's estimated that 40% of American workers will be part of this economy. So Nikan Advantage, it is an advantage. It's an easy way to create this gig that can fit easily into your life. We do have mentoring and leadership, and it is a low-cost entry to plug into a system that works. The thing that I really like about this system is it is a group of people that I can resonate with. It's about helping other people be more, do more, and have more. And it is about creating this balanced living and choosing active wellness.
That's great. And I really like that too, working together to help others and make a difference. And, people have multiple gigs, they're landscapers and they might also do something else on the side. So this is just a new economy, a new way to earn income from home, being part of something bigger. So the question is, as you're listening to this, is there something that intrigues you that you can get back to the person who invited you? Is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow and in the future? And that's in all 5 pillars of health that we just talked about. So in that, we invite people to discover taking ownership of their health as we have, to embrace this concept of active wellness, And if that's appealing to you, you can very easily and simply become a customer with an online presence, a group of people that are here to support and help you in any way that you like, and an amazing company. And if you find that you fall in love and are passionate about the products and the ability to help other people, you can also have NECAN deposit income in your checking account and begin to earn another source of income in this gig economy. So we have, as you can hear, found our joy, and we love sharing it with others. And we invite you to discover it and see what part might work for you. And I'm going to invite Sherri and Suzanne to have a conversation now, which I think is going to be quite interesting. So Sherri, if you would like to unmute yourself.
I just did. Thank you.
Hi, Sherri. It's great to see you, and thank you for joining us this evening.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
You know, the beautiful part about this business, I am amazed every time we have these calls, is the relationships that we get to form. I would have never been able to meet you had it not been for this business. And, you know, if you could start by looking at these 5 pillars, what were the 2 pillars that attracted you to NECAN to begin with?
Very, very clearly, it was body number 1 and finances number 2. I was a massage therapist, loved what I did, and felt very blessed to have found this career because it was my 3rd career. It came right at the time when I was starting a family. And so I loved what I was doing. And I was, as my children were getting, you know, they were at a certain age, and as they were starting to get older where they were going to go to grade school and be in school all the time, I was doing the math about, you know, how many hours I had in the day to work and where that was going to, you know, what kind of financial security was that going to provide. So that was in the back of my mind. I didn't know I was really looking for something else, but I knew that I was worried about finances. And then the other thing that was going on with me, which was very embarrassing for me to admit at the time, is here I am, a massage therapist. I'm in my 30s, and I had been suffering from a back issue that started when I was pregnant with my twins. And so when this was introduced to me, I had, you know, finally just bailed on, I was doing all the self-care I knew to do, but it was providing some relief, but not enough relief. And I had turned myself into a self-proclaimed Motrin junkie, which meant I was eating a lot of Motrin to get through my days, along with all the self-care that I knew to do. And it was tearing up my stomach. I was on another medication because of the Motrin I was taking, and it was not a path that I wanted to be on. So both of those things were screaming at me, quite frankly.
So when you were introduced, what I'm gathering is both of those pillars changed once you were introduced to NECAN. Can you share how they changed?
Well, not everybody has as quick of a response. I've worked with so many people, as all of us have, that have been around these products for a long time. And, you know, for some people, it might take them days or weeks. I've seen people take, you know, into a month or so before they really can tell a difference. Sometimes people don't notice what the products are doing until, you know, I tell them to get off of it for a while and have a comparison. But for me, I knew that sleep was being affected by my back issue. And the very first night, first of all, I bought a mattress topper, sight unseen. I was that desperate to stop hurting and to get off the darn drugs. And so I got on, you know, I ordered a king size mattress topper. And when it came and I put it on my bed, the first night when I woke up, I felt different. So for me, it was immediate. And I kind of, you know, I was a little skeptical. I thought maybe I just wanted it to work so badly that, you know, I placeboed myself. But then when I got a massage later that week, which I got from the same person every week, I kept saying, you're not pressing as hard, because usually when she worked on me, I was, you know, really having a hard time. I was in so much pain. And so for me, I noticed right away. So for me, it fit it fit. It was the piece I'd been missing, because, there's so many things we have to do for self-care, but my toolbox was limited. And now, that's one of the things I love about Niken, is that because they're in the wellness industry and they're a researcher, they have brought technologies, aspects of health I didn't even know existed. I didn't know anything about magnets or far infrared, bioceramic material and ways to impact our health. I knew about ice and heat and stretching and working on certain pressure points as a massage therapist. And I knew more than most people, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me. And and I'm not knocking massage. Massage is fantastic. And so many other modalities are fantastic, but, they don't last. You can't use them every day. No, hardly anybody gets a massage every day, even though it sounds like a nice thing to do.
Right. So here you are, a massage therapist, and you were helping other people, but until you were introduced to Niken, you needed help.
I did. And honestly, I never, when you're a massage therapist, you take a health questionnaire, you get a history on people. Mm-hmm. And up until Niken, I never asked people about how well they slept. Mm-hmm. It never occurred to me to ask people how well they slept. My sleep was messed up, but I just never thought about it. And so once I started sleeping better, then I started talking to all my clients, because people came to me because they were in pain. They weren't coming to me for fluff relaxation work. They were hurting. And I was trained to work with people that were really hurting. And so I found through my own experience, it enriched me as a massage therapist and as a health professional for me to start talking to people about how they slept. Because once I started I used to give, a magnetic massage. I'd invite my clients to come in early and get a magnetic massage, on the house. Nobody turned me down, And so it made their massage easier. It made, because the magnetic effect relaxed the body. So before I would get in and do my deep tissue work, they were already, relaxed. So I saw it work for myself, but more importantly, I saw it work on so many of my clients, which really, woke me up very quickly.
So Sherri, I have a couple other questions that I really want to ask you. One is, so we see these 5 pillars, and you've talked about a couple already. Have you had any benefits from your family standpoint? I know that there's something that's happened that's probably impacted your family in a significant way.
Right. I could talk about that for the next hour, and I know you don't want me to do that. Certainly from a standpoint, I'll tell you real quickly, my kids, they had been at one point, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I went along with the pediatrician who put them on antibiotics prophylactically because they were getting, everything all the time. They were getting sick all the time. So getting them all on a sleep system. And as time went on, the water and nutritionals and air and all of that create this wellness cocoon in our home made a huge difference on my immediate family and extended family. That was huge. And what has happened in the last 4 years is my oldest daughter graduated undergrad, and then is currently in medical school. And she's at a private school. And, I don't know that any medical school is probably, less than $25,000, $30,000 a year for tuition, but Emory University is $50,000 a year. And Niken has started, it's been maybe 6 years now, that Mr. Watanabe created a scholarship fund because he needed a step up, a boost up, a helping hand when he was a young man to go to school. And so when he, took over Niken, he wanted to be able to give back to, as part of the society pillar. And, I talk to people all the time now. I had a meeting with a new, a prospect who's looking at the business. And, we were talking about the fact that she has a daughter who is a senior in high school. And I said, how are you feeling about paying for college? And she said, it's a real stressor in my family. So I explained about the scholarship fund, the fact that it is the money is there for students of or children of Niken consultants. And my daughter has benefited because she's going to finish medical school without spending one dime on her tuition. Niken has paid her medical school tuition, which is unbelievable. It's been such a gift.
That is pretty unbelievable, Sherri. So by weaving that story in, you've talked about how Mr. Watanabe has wanted to give back to society. And by doing that, it has not only helped your finances now and in the future, but it has impacted your daughter, probably reduced stress in her life, your life, giving
Yep.
you a little bit of peace of mind, and your body as well as your family's bodies have all benefited through this vehicle called Niken.
Absolutely. It's been quite a gift.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, this seems like a good place to bring this part of our conversation to a close. And I want to thank Sherri for joining us and Suzanne. And isn't that a beautiful concept to be partnered and collaborate with a company that is based on these 5 pillars, and wanting everyone everywhere to have the opportunity to discover it, to live it, and to share it so that we can all be part of this community of humans being more. So thank you everyone for joining us.
Good night. Thanks.